weather on NBC10 Boston, Boston's most accurate forecast.
I'm going to let everyone in on a little behind the scenes of our program here.
Sure.
Usually when one of us is working, the other one is sort of looking ahead, trying to see what's coming up. And as you were doing that story just a few seconds ago, I looked over and realized I saw a word in Pamela's forecast that really threw me for a loop here.
What was
the snow and the forecast, the low temperatures, Pamela.
the low temperatures?
Ruining our day, Pamela.
We're looking at some frosty, freezing mornings, and even way below freezing too. Something we haven't had to deal with yet this season. I know some of the suburbs did hit freezing, but we have some hard freeze numbers for you. 20s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning. So overnight tonight begins a little cold streak. As overnight lows modified just a touch, we still have some, at least patchy frost possible in the suburbs this weekend and beyond. So that means the daytime highs aren't going to be too warm either. Our first frost date, typically with the threshold number being 32 degrees, is November 5th for Boston. We have been, well, kind of lacking. We've been behind in that. Worcester suburbs, we've been pretty much on target. You have seen 32 degrees in many spots, but not in Boston yet. So we're waiting for that elusive number. And it looks like tonight we'll get it. It's at least going to feel like 32 degrees or lower because of the wind bringing in such cold air. Now, the fire weather danger today has nothing to do with the temperatures. It's weird to talk about such cold temperatures, and yet we have these fire weather warnings for today. It's about the wind, and the wind being so much stronger, bringing in the colder temps and the change in the air mass and the lowering humidity. It's the humidity, the wind, the dry brush in combination that gives us these fire weather days. So our dry weather does continue over the next several days as we're sitting at 52 in Boston. We've been holding there for the last several hours. But slowly, we see the temps take a tumble. Dew points are lowering already. The winds from the north-northwest gust up to 38 here in the city. Your feels like forecast breakdown, we're in the 20s by overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. It's a shock to the system. Make sure if the kids didn't find the gloves this morning for the bus stop or school tomorrow, make sure they find them tonight before tomorrow morning's rush, because tomorrow morning, as these overnight lows drop into the 20s and 30s, it will feel much worse than that. It could feel like the teens, and we don't want the kids or parents out there at the bus stop with all that wind, the wind chill a factor for the first time in a long time. Wednesday, tomorrow's afternoon highs, 40s. The sun feeling good, but not giving us much in terms of warmth. Lunch and recess forecast, got to keep bundled up. Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday as well. We're steady with some cooler than normal temperatures, at least relative to what we've had for much of this season. And as we check out First Alert Live radar, again, it's dry across southern New England. Up north, I mentioned there are some snow showers. Mount Washington, in fact, picked up about 3 inches of snow on the summit in the last 24 hours. Well, as we continue to see dry weather there too, high pressure keeps us away from any rain chance until we get into the second half of this weekend, specifically an area of low pressure moving in from the east. It moves backwards compared to what we're used to. And any rain from the west fizzles out. So that easterly area of low pressure does spin in a chance for rain, at least across the eastern half of the area for Friday night into Saturday, perhaps keeping us cloudy going into early next week as well. At least there's a little bit of warm up by the weekend. Highs back in the 50s.